Cannibalism in the context of historical slavery is a complex topic that includes documented atrocities, psychological warfare, and racist propaganda. 1. Documented atrocities at sea. Although far less common than other forms of violence, historical records do describe instances of cannibalism aboard slave ships, often stemming from extreme cruelty by crews rather than desperation or starvation. The schooner Arrogante, 1837. After the capture of this Portuguese vessel, African witnesses, many of them children, testified that crew members killed an enslaved man, cooked his flesh, and forced other captives to eat it. The ship Robert, 1721. Historical accounts describe an incident in which crew members compelled captives to consume the heart and liver of a rebel as a brutal form of punishment. The Essex, 1820. Following a shipwreck, survivors resorted to cannibalism. The first 4 individuals killed and eaten were African Americans, leading some historians to argue they were singled out because of racial bias. 2. The fear of white cannibalism. Many slave narratives describe the intense fear among Africans that Europeans had purchased them in order to eat them. Olaudah Equiano. In his 1789 narrative, Equiano recounted his terror upon seeing a large copper boiling pot on deck, believing it was intended for cooking enslaved people. Psychological warfare. On the Amistad, the ship's cook reportedly intimidated captives by miming throat-slashing gestures and pointing to barrels of meat, implying they contained human flesh. This fear played a significant role in motivating the Mende captives' revolt. Number 3. Propaganda and justification. European slave traders and defenders of slavery frequently spread false claims of African cannibalism to dehumanize Africans and legitimize the trade. The civilizing mission. Propaganda portrayed enslavement as a benevolent act that supposedly saved Africans from being eaten by savage neighbors, reframing slavery as moral or humanitarian. Hypocrisy. Even as Europeans condemned alleged African savagery, they practiced forms of medicinal cannibalism at home, such as the use of mummia, powdered human remains, believed to have healing properties. 4. Intra-African contexts. In certain regions of Africa, during the slave trade era, warfare and social disruption contributed to instances in which enslaved people or war captives were killed and consumed. Congo Basin. Pressures from the international slave and ivory trades intensified violence, and in some cases, enslaved individuals were reportedly traded as meat in local markets. Economic motives. In parts of 19th century West Africa, enslaved people or kidnapped strangers were occasionally consumed during periods of severe food scarcity, when meat was otherwise unavailable.